Hi Year 6, welcome to Art for this week. We're going to continue with our spring theme and make some aluminium foil flowers. So a little bit of sculpting today to get some flower shapes out of the aluminium foil. So what you'll need is some foil, and you will definitely need Sharpies, so a permanent texture this week. Our watercolour textures that we usually use at school don't draw on aluminium foil, okay? If you don't have Sharpies or permanent textures, you can still do the sculpting, but your flowers will just be the silver, okay, which is still okay. So permanent textures, foil, a backing piece to get your flowers stuck on, and a bit of sticky tape today. So you can see here the sculpting of the foil and colouring. I'm going to show you two different ways to do the sculpting of the flower. Okay, first of all, what you need is one piece of foil paper, and you need to fold it so it's double thickness, okay? Try not to scrunch it too much. And then to get your circles, trace around anything that's round, okay? So I'm going to trace around, obviously, my sticky tape, there. All right, and then give it a quick colour in. So you can see how the Sharpie works really good on the foil. That's why we do two layers there. So just a quick colour. It doesn't have to be absolutely perfect, okay, because even if we have the foil coming through, it's still pretty effective in the colour in our end flower. So this is one technique. You could try this way, which is probably a little bit easier than the second way I'm going to show you, but if you want to extend yourself, you can have a go at the other way as well. Okay, so you've got your first circle. The next thing you need to do is cut around the outside, like this. If you want to make larger flowers, you can. Just means you need a larger circle, obviously, and a bigger piece of foil. So the technique is still the same if you want larger ones. Okay, so you're cutting around, so you've got your two layers of foil there. Okay, see that? So the next thing what you need to do, that's going to take a little bit to dry, but don't stress too much about that, is your two pieces together, you cut to the center. And you've probably made like cones before by doing that, okay? But for this one, what you need to do is keep twisting around, okay? So you're making your cone shape, keep twisting around there a bit, so you get a center sort of piece that overlaps a bit like that. Okay, so see it there? So what you could do is just squeeze it a little bit flat so the shape starts to come out. Okay, if you want it a little bit bigger, I might go back just a little bit. So you can do that. Okay, then with your scissors, so I don't need any sticky tape because I've squashed it flat and it's holding it. So with your scissors, what you can do is you don't even really need to cut shapes into it because you can fold the petals over and around. So you're basically shaping the foil yourself. That's a little bit fiddly to get the shapes that you want. But then you can split them open as well. So that one there I'm going to cut down here because it won't let me split there. So cut down and shape around. So you can see how I'm getting a nice round sort of flower petal shape there. So it does take a little bit of fiddly sculpting and folding. So take your time, otherwise you will tear your foil. Okay, so then you can scrunch it a little bit more. So you can see my petal shapes here are starting to form. So you can just scrunch it so you've got more of a stick out type flower that's going to come off the page a bit. So you can separate your layers a bit. There, like that. So I'll just leave that one there. That's one technique. The other technique is, again, a piece of foil. And you probably fold it a few times. That way. And that way. You don't have to cut that off. That can be part of it as well. So this is the second technique as well. So you've got a piece like this. So we'll do a red flower. So what you need to draw on it are scallops. So like mountains. Okay, like this. So you can see that they are a petal shape already. So you can try two ways and see which way is easier for you. So you don't need to colour right down to the bottom, because those bits will get folded in as we go. So a quick colour again. Don't press too hard or you'll tear a hole through your foil, but this is about three to four layers because I've folded a piece. Okay, right to the end, like that. And then with your scissors, you cut out the sculpted part, down and around. Not too far down, because you don't want the bits to come off. Okay, so careful cutting up and across. Just really rough here. I cut that bit off because it's getting too hard. And around, nearly there. And around, and finish that part there that I missed. Okay, so basically there is your second technique. Okay, so you can see the difference. We started with a circle with that one. This one we've got some mountains. Okay, so with this, you need to turn it over and then do a really loose roll. Okay, so see how loose I'm doing it? So I'm rolling it around, try to hold on to the first initial bit, like that. And you can sort of see the flower shape there happening already. Okay, so I've done it upside down, so I'll try it again. So we do it that way. Shiny side out, not coloured side out. So around you go. So it's like this. Then grab the end, your finger in the centre, that bit in the centre, and then you can start carefully folding those bits out. Okay. So do it careful, you don't want to break any bits off. So you can see the flower shape starting to form there. And one tucked under there, I'll fold out. And see, you've got a big hole in the bottom. So what you could do is squeeze it together at the back, which brings your flower in. And then you can start reshaping it again. So see how I've pinched it all together, like that. And then you've got your flower that way as well. So if you didn't have permanent textures and couldn't put colour in it, that's what it's going to look like. So, which is pretty cool as well. Okay, so it's the scrunching technique or the sculpting that we're looking for this week. Okay, so there's 2. Now to get the stem really simple, depending on how long you want it, all you need is your foil, and basically you're just wrapping up just a length at a straw width, I'd say. Like that. You can cut it off. Like that. You don't want to flatten it too much. Okay, so around like that, and then you can add some colour. Again, if you don't have the textures, you will just do the stem, but put it behind, and you put this into some sort of shape. Don't just have it dead straight. Okay, so sorry, I got back and put some forward there. So a bit of green. So it's just rough, just putting that tinge of green through the stem because we still want to see that foil shine through. Okay, so I'll just go to the end. Now that one long piece, I can stick these 2 flowers. So I can have one short stem. All I did was fold it into a V. Okay, you don't need to cut everything. Move them around a bit, reshape them, which is easy enough to do. There, up and over. So all you need is a little bit of sticky tape. So we'll go back on again with my sticky tape on the end. Try not to use your teeth. Okay, fold, double over your sticky tape because you don't want to see a heap of sticky tape over your work. Okay, put it at the back. Place that down where you want it. Okay, so that's stuck there. Same with your roses. I'll just put that back in there. So double over your sticky tape. Okay, so it's sticky all the way around. Place it on the back. And then place it where you want your rose. Or type of flower of whatever you've made. Oh, that's a little bit big. So, see if you can do more than 2, even 3 or 4 different colours. You can have a couple big tall ones coming out the top as well for your tin foil art this week. Now be persistent, okay? Try and do that sculpting and you'll end up with some really nice artwork. So happy arting year 6 and I'll see you next week.